Warley Club Open Day, one of the features tucked away in the boardroom at the back, that there's a massive activity going on in here, and the smell of glue, it's warming up, you've got the windows open, so there's a lot of modelling going on. So Callum Willcox, SDGR 7F88, as you probably know him online with his own YouTube channel, and also from fame last year in the Great Model Railway Challenge, and also you've been in BRM with your Amiens 1918 layout. But what's going on this weekend then? What are you doing here?
So what we have all been challenged to do is a number of YouTubers have all got together, and we've all made 4 teams, and the aim is to build 4 dioramas in the space of about 5 hours. And basically it's a competition for best diorama and show, and then at the end of the event they're all going to be auctioned off for a very good cause.
Yeah, I believe it's for Macmillan support, cancer support.
It is indeed, yes.
Absolutely brilliant. So this is like a mini Great Model Railway Challenge, all in one day, but without all these film crews and sound guys sort of like telling you to redo everything.
Well, that's the funny thing is, it sort of is, because as you can probably tell around the room, there's a massive cameras going around, all being YouTubers. We're all trying to get our own videos of the event as well, so we're sort of used to it by now, tripping over each other's cameras.
You turn up as your own crew and your own modellers and so on. So what are you actually doing in your diorama then?
Well, we've sort of decided to go for something around sort of the 50s and 60s, and gone for a national coal board layout. We thought it'd be something a bit different. We sort of kind of gathered by each of our competitors, their own passions for their model railways sort of tend to lie in the diesel period, so we thought we'll go back a bit further into the steam period. And we thought we'd do a combination of gauges, much like what we've done with Amiens with 009. I thought it'd be nice to include a little section on that. And then, of course, a bit of standard gauge as well. And basically the idea is it's a little colliery layout where there's going to be a little narrow gauge section coming out with the spills from a colliery, which is then tipped into the back of a standard gauge loco, which then takes it away to the spoils.
Right. So you've set out your starting point is one of your diorama scenes from scale model scenery.
It is, yeah.
So you've started from that and you've built up a higher level. What did you use for the levels?
We just used a block of polystyrene, which has just been basically just cut and shaped to form, and we then covered it with wood filler, to much like what I've done with the mud effect on Amiens.
Yeah.
It's a really, really good base, and obviously the whole point of this challenge, much like the Great Model Railway Challenge, is speed.
Yeah.
So using wood filler is great, mixed with PVA, it acts as an adhesive and a texture as well. Yeah. So what we've done is, while it's wet, is we're setting most of our scenery into it, and hopefully it will dry and hold it all on there.
Okay. Now, we thought that we'd come up here sort of comparatively early and see things as they were moving on. And you've only been at this, 45 minutes?
45 minutes, yes.
Yeah, okay. So when are you getting it finished?
Possibly it could. Well, we might have something that resembles a complete layout in about an hour, I should think. But we'll then go into more finer details from there. The way we did it is we're doing it as we did on the Great Model Railway Challenge, which was to build up a base. Once we got that base done, it was then a matter of adding little bits and pieces to it. As long as you got the main thing in place and functionality working, it didn't really matter what happened after that. So once you got to that stage, we were happy, and if we had spare time, we could add more to it, and that's what we're going to be doing with this one.
Well, brilliant. We're going to leave you to it and then come back and see as you've got a bit further on, so keep it up.
No problem, thank you very much.
Moving onwards to, let's say the Dean Park team, shall we? So Andy, right, okay. What are you working on?
So I'm at the moment, we're doing a Scottish theme layout, so you hold
Highland line.
Highland
Scottish
line.
Highland line, yeah.
So at the moment I'm doing the foam base. David's doing the trap bed, so we're doing super elevation, got some rock moulds, nice curve. We're going to have a signal on there.
Yeah, semaphore signal with line side concrete hut, might a wee diorama with a flickering bonfire type thing with a couple of navies round it if you like, and then they build up a rock face and some spruce and pine trees to kind of give that Highland line feel.
Gotcha. Now, as you mentioned there, super elevation, you don't actually see that many people putting any cants onto curves on bigger layouts, but here you are obviously in 18 inches that you've put that into it. So what material have you used to achieve that?
That's just a pre-cut foam. You can buy them. It's German produced. Can't remember the exact name. Tillig. It's from the Tillig range,
right?
And it's a very subtle triangular kind of wedge shape, which gives a kind of, I feel, an in-scale look to 00. Sometimes you could overdo it and it looks like the train's going on a roller coaster, but I feel that just a slight and subtle kind of, cant just gives the right appearance for double O gauge, and I feel it. So I've used that on my Dean Clark station layout on the high speed line curves.
Got you.
So I thought we'll just use it here. Just gives some else. Time you've got all the kind of Scottish red ballast and all that over the top of it. Just gives the impression of a nice 26 going round the curve. You know,
on the
Highland line.
But I can see now it is effective in giving you that bit of. Well, it's different. It's another dimension.
Yeah.
It's not just X and Y, is
Yeah,
it?
yeah. It certainly adds a wee bit. It's just a wee bit of realism. It's a small attention to detail that I would say 99% of modelers don't bother with.
Yeah.
But when you get it, it might not be obvious from looking at it, but when you look down at the track level, when you see the track, the coaches going round it, then you start to appreciate how effective it is.
And you were saying West Highland, but you've got that West Highland feel there with the back seat straight away as well, isn't it? So,
one just an internet image and just trimmed to suit. And we just mounted it. That was the first thing we did, mounted it on the back seat. It helps, obviously we'll get some static grasses, the same kind of shades as well, so it blends in. And once Andy's done all his sculptor moulding and painting. And
well, I can see down on your lap. I've got to be careful how this looks on camera. Thanks for bringing it up. I just didn't delve in. So you've got loads of pre-prepared
rock faces, so we just jigsaw it together and sort of make it look right. Basically.
That's really lightweight. So that's lightweight filler that you used.
Plaster Paris.
Yeah.
So just woodland scenic moulds. We actually, Batman have actually donated some starter sets. Yeah. So everything we're doing today has pretty much been donated. So Justin Scale Model Scenery has donated the bases. And some kits. Woodland Scenics, Batman have donated starter sets and some bits on the box on the table. So the idea is you're diving. It's competition, so everyone wants to win, but it's also about making some money for charity and having some fun and a laugh.
Well, that's great. I suppose I better get out of your way though and let you make some progress because you're behind it.
Everyone's behind him.
Well, good luck with it and we'll come back and have a look at you moved on anyway. All right. Right, you've just been called Team Dick.
Team Dick.
Right, Richard and Richard. Okay, right. What are you working on?
Well, I suppose we're doing a modern image theme, hopefully, modern image station, a bit more urban than everyone else, hopefully.
Right.
And hopefully that'll corner the judges.
Because they've gone for the simple countryside look, haven't they? Yeah. You've got going for a bit more detail in there. But I see that you're making use of model railway scenery products anyway.
Well, they're free.
Tight dicks. Yeah, anyway, right.
So, the small space that we have to work with, we think an urban environment would really lend itself to that because you can use things like the retaining walls and the various kits to build up that low relief scenery in such a small space. Give the idea that the scene actually does go further. Hopefully it will give us the edge.
Right.
We were hoping, we were right, that most of the other teams seem to be going with green sort of countryside scenes. We hope the urban environment will have an edge, but the problem is we've got to build quite a lot of stuff.
Well, I'm not being rude, but you seem as though you're a bit sort of like behind the others at this stage early morning.
No pressure.
You think you'll make it?
I hope so. The idea is that eventually there'll come a point where this is built and then we can onto the diorama. But will we get that done in the time?
Okay.
So, fingers crossed.
Well, I'm going to leave you alone, but good luck, and we'll come and see you later.
All
right. Good luck, Team D. Well, this is very civilised, isn't it? I mean, obviously, sort of like everybody's hard at it, and you stop for cups of tea and biscuits.
They say work smart, not hard.
You've got to have a tea break. You've got to look after my employees. My staff.
Yeah.
Our team.
Cheers.
Good.
And your team name is?
Biggie Bourbons.
Biggie Bourbons, isn't it? Very great. I can still feel being impressed with this, obviously with the tea and biscuits. Anyway, so come on then.
Right.
There's not much happening on there yet.
Not at the moment.
Paint's drying, glue's drying. That's the key bit at the minute. So
this was a planned break anyway.
Yep. Planned break.
Okay.
So we got to do the ballasting. We've got some little bit of drilling to do on the actual diorama bit. We've got some of our items ready to go in, so it's all about preparing stuff and then we'll bring it all together.
So you've got obviously the water tower and the trees over there. What else are you building into your scene?
So we've got a nice little bit of landscaping. We're going to have a single aspect signal as well. We're got a few little figures to dot about. It's trying to just be
just like a siding,
Yeah.
that old sort of, like a siding sort of thing with a little watchtower. That's that kind of feel. That's what we're going for. So
Okay, all right. Well, I'm going to leave you to it, and I don't want to let your tea go cold or anything like that. So, yeah, good luck with it.
cheers, Andy. Thanks, man.
Right, now we've moved on, probably about an hour and a half, 2 hours from when we were last here, seeing how things going on. But just caught you having another biscuit.
Yeah, I've just finished another biscuit.
Okay.
You caught me.
It's funny, there's a lot of breaks going on here anyway, isn't there?
Well, it's the bourbon line, you know.
Yeah. Now, what I'd like to do, because there has actually been quite a bit of progress since earlier, so... Oh, no, that's wet, isn't it? Oh.
So we've still got lots of things to add, but it's the drying time at the moment. And this is always the trouble with these kind of builds. We've tried to just seal it as much as we can. We've put an IPA in with a ballast, which is near done now. It's been about 20 minutes.
So that's hardening off.
It's hardening, yeah. So once we've got a little bit more stead on that, we can then start doing our grass and sort of proceeding on really, and then dressing it.
Well, we're just talking to Justin out there, obviously, about the scale model scenery products, and you'd utilised his water tower kit.
So the other bit. So this bit here, which I said to Justin, these were all the little biscuits that were inside the kit. You know when they come in little.
Oh, all the offcuts.
Yeah, all the offcuts. So out of all the offcuts, even the shavings, I've made into a little hut. So that will go there. So I said to Justin, "You're missing a trick there."
Yeah. I'll tell you what, because that is actually, you've got some really nice paint effects for the concrete on that structure there. You've got some nice variation. How did you do that?
All the weathering is done by me, and it's all done by just dry brushing, even the base on here. So I've done a grey primer, and then I did a cream primer on top of that, and another grey on top like a sandwich, and then rubbed it down, and it slowly goes through, and you get that scrape feel with the creaminess underneath and a bit of grey.
So you said a cream primer?
Yes.
Is it in any particular brand on that? Because normally you've got your black, white, grey, red, so it's a plastic coat one.
So I use spray or grey, and then I just use a plastic coat on top. It is a satin.
Because that is a useful colour, isn't it?
It really is.
I use them. I literally picked these up. They're about £3-4 from the range, something like that.
Where's your grey primer? You don't go anywhere without your grey primer, do you?
Oh yeah, health and stuff. So yeah, it's really good for modelling. You can do a lot with it. It's very versatile. Sand it down, and of course it takes all the sheen off.
Yeah.
So and just black acrylics on top, just a dry brush on top.
Okay, that's really interesting. So come on then, what's next then, Dave? What are you
So
doing next?
we've got once this is dry, we're going to start having to blend in the grasses and the scenics. We've got the little fencing kit that we need to go through, get that finished, and that's just going to sit along the front to give the impression that it's a larger estate than what it is. And basically, just start blending it in and get it scenic up.
We'll come back and have a look when you're done.
Yes, we're happy the way it's going. We've got everything in place, so it's just drying and then adding it.
Yeah, brilliant. All right, crack on. Right, back to Team Dick. I'm going to come and get back here, get in the way again. So, how's it going?
It's going okay at the moment. So we've got a platform in. You can see the retaining wall is starting to go across the back.
Yeah.
Then we've got to worry about the scenery that's going on this side of the diorama. Yeah. And then we're not out of the woods, but then it gets easier. Yeah. Fingers crossed, anyway. So just got to get the rest of this retaining glued up.
I know you're trying to hold it all together there, so you need about 3 pairs of hands.
You do that, yeah.
I mean, maybe you could use one of Richard's over there, because he's just cutting out some stuff.
Yeah, that's pretty much what he's been doing all day.
Yeah.
It's a look like I'm doing something.
I mean, there's a lot to do, isn't there? Obviously, with cutting them out. So,
absolutely.
Yeah,
we've got a system going where it's like cut and then build, cut, build, cut, build. But
so is he feeding you at a fast enough rate?
At the moment, yes.
Okay, right. Okay.
No pressure. No pressure.
So how long do you reckon you've got to go?
I'd say we've got at least another hour and a half. Yeah. We've lost track of time, so I don't know how long we have left. But we're just going to keep going.
Had any lunch yet?
No. I've had a bourbon biscuit. That's it.
Okay. Things are moving onwards.
Yes, not as quickly as we would like, but we're starting to add some colour really out, and the ballast. And I always think when you start adding colour, things come alive quite quickly after that. So I'm just mixing up some ballast with this deluxe ballast magic.
Yeah.
I've never used it before. I'm of the traditional PVA method, but we've not got time for that today. So we'll soon see how it turns out.
So you're mixing that dry as it is at the moment, obviously with your traditional red Scottish ballast.
Yes, a bit of iron ore ballast here. So I'm not use this. I use a O'Malley out. I'll use a kind of a granite grey which was more prominent in my region in the 80s. But nowadays, certainly when you're doing the West Highland, there's no other option really than to use the red. That is so Scottish, isn't it?
It is very typical.
Yes.
Meanwhile, Andy's there with the paintbrush, stippling in some a bit of a wash on for the rock colour.
Yeah, just give it a bit of colour, then we go over with the dark black grey, and hopefully it will pop out and gives you a bit of colour definition rather than just being bland grey.
Yeah, but it's quite a nice tone that goes in with the back scene quite well, isn't it?
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
I think it's more by accident than on purpose.
Well, that's life, isn't it?
Absolutely.
We won't grumble about that. But it's certainly coming on anyway, so we'll come back and take a look on towards the end. Well, Phil's just been and called you Team Smug. I mean, you do seem to have made a cracking rate of progress so far with this. So, how's it gone?
It's going pretty well. I mean, the track's all laid, it's been ballasted, we've built up the landforms, we've done the mud and the foliage. It's mainly now we're adding the finer details. This is the stage we were hoping to sort of get to by the end of the day, but even we're surprised how much progress we've actually made. So it's been about, what, 33 hours now?
Yeah.
About 2 hours 45 minutes at the clock.
So here you are, obviously painting the outside of the baseboard as well, which you've got to say that must be pretty much finishing touches starting to come into play now.
Yeah, because obviously, ideally, we would have done this. Would have probably been the first thing we would have done, but because obviously we weren't sure how far we were going to get, we thought it'd probably be nicer to leave that one to the last minute. So hopefully, we're going to do a bit of weathering in a minute, dull down the road surface, and then hopefully we're going to clean the track and then maybe test some trains.
Well, I haven't seen anybody else with any wiring in place yet either.
No, which I'm quite surprised by. I was expecting some of the teams to have lighting and stuff on their layout, but we might be the only ones to have it, and possibly the only one with a moving train as well.
That smugness is just shining through now, isn't it?
It doesn't mean to come across like that. It wasn't intentional.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in 3 hours, you have done a cracking amount there. Really got to say. How much planning did you do, though, before you started it?
Literally not a lot. Not a lot. We literally, I drew a picture of what this layout looked like. I've got a picture on my in the group chat. I can send it over at a later date. But basically, it was just basically a look down aerial view of what we wanted the layout to look like. Yeah. And I basically said that's going to be raised, that's going to be track level, that's going to be trees. That's it. And then we were just like, are you happy with that? And we just like, yeah. And that was it. we just rolled from there. Everything as it's appeared on here, it's slightly different, like where the hut's to and all that. But basically, that was we made up as we went along, because I'm one of those people that once you see it physically, you could then add to it and improve on what
you're really good at visualising what an end thing's going to actually be like, aren't you? So,
I could draw up a rough plan, but I'm one of those people that if you see it visually, you then really know what you're aiming for. Yeah. So once you've got a little bit done, you can then go, right, that's what I'm after. I'll then do that.
Yeah. Well, I shall let you revel in your smugness and get all this mess tidied up. We'll come and see it, obviously, when it's finished. Well, there's nobody here. I think they've gone for more biscuits again. But obviously, Dave and his mate, they've got that near enough finished now. Tour's ready for the judging. Quite a nice scene, that. I've got to say, obviously, in a compact area. Yeah, he's done a good job. Looks like you're on the final straight.
Hopefully, with 5 minutes to go.
Just about.
Yeah. Have you actually finished then?
We have finished. That will be removed shortly once the glue is set.
Okay. Bit of clearing up to do, and that's your lot then.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, I've got to say, that is a really nice scene.
Thank you. It's been a bit of a few moments, haven't there? I think.
Yes.
A bit of a disaster with the track, up and down, and managed to get there in the end.
Yeah.
So fingers crossed. I think it's going to be really close. I don't think there's a winner here looking at it.
Closer than I thought it was going to be when I saw obviously Team Smug over there race off into the distance this morning.
I saw some stuff moving on track, and I was like, I wasn't expecting that.
No, nobody told us about that in the rules. Right, Team Smug, you've finished. Well, in fact, you finished a long time ago. You've just been sort of playing up to the crowds, playing trains as well, and obviously been for a wander around now, haven't you?
Yeah.
I'm impressed with that, actually. You've gone to quite a lot of detail in there in terms of weathering as well in your landscape.
Yeah, we went and weathered the tracks with a bit of the oil wash. Yeah. So we've dulled it down to give the effect of obviously the coal loads coming in and out of the yard. The scenery we've weathered in as well, so we've put a few different textures on the land, and of course we've added a few little wildflowers in amongst the woodland as well. If you look, sort of right deep in the foliage there as well. And then obviously we put all the loads in the back of the wagons and the lorries as well to give the effect of a sort of a busy colliery scene where the narrow gauge brings some of the coal to the standard gauge network where it's then loaded into the wagons.
And obviously the only layout with 2 independent tracks with independent operations. So, well done to you. But having looked at the others as they come towards the end, there's a bit of a surprise. You ran off into the distance, but I think they've caught you up. It's going to be very close, this one.
Yeah, we expected that from the start anyway. I mean, the guys that we're with, we know that they're really, really good modelers. So we've done this competition just for a bit of a laugh and a bit of fun. And basically, that's why we sort of did it. That's why we thought we'd be a bit different by getting some trains running, sort of thing. Yeah. Just to put another different play on a sort of a similar scene.
Right, well done. It's coming to the end.
Yes.
So, with your Scottish themed scene, are you happy with it?
Yes. An hour ago, we were a bit worried about it.
Yeah.
But it came together quite quickly, especially when we got the track weathering and the undergrowth. So, really am happy with it.
Yeah. I think it's a good job, actually. I mean, as I said, I thought obviously it was going to be, I don't know, a little bit further apart in terms of what the models were going to turn out like, but I think it's 4 cracking models that have actually been produced here tonight.
I think they sped off into the distance, as you said, and the rest kind of took time to all come together with the kits and the static grass and stuff, but we've all kind of got to the same point at the end, and I don't think there's a clear winner here. We're all kind of nip and tuck.
Yeah.
So
it's certainly been a bit tortoise and hare, isn't it?
Yes.
So Team Dick have been the tortoises, I think, but it's close in the end.
And we've even got a working signal thanks to Andy Hudson putting the electrics there, so that's something I didn't know was going to happen. So that's good.
Splendid.
Excellent.
Nice job.
Thanks very much, Andy.
Right, good luck to everybody.
Judgment has been made, and